All right. So the universe has brought Molly Lowe and Jen Carpenter together. I'm back with some recordings to share with my network. I want to be a resource to business owners, entrepreneurs, women in entrepreneurship all around me. And the universe has brought us together to present to you today. We're going to talk a little bit about self-sabotage and ways to overcome that. So dealing with that in life and business. I'll have Molly do a quick little intro of herself and some of her story and her journey and a little bit about what she does now.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So excited to be here. Again, my name is Molly Lowe. I am a business coach specifically for career development coaches. So think career coaches, executive coaches, leadership coaches, anything in that professional development realm. Now, I paid my dues in corporate HR for 20 years before I launched my own career coaching business. And people started nudging me a couple years in saying, like, you're able to create a thriving, sustainable business. Can you help me too? And so I pivoted into being a business coach for the older me, the former me, if you will. And now I help my clients to close the gap between coaching mastery and CEO excellence. The how of your business is what I help you to do.
Excellent. So, like I said, we just met a while ago, and I love Molly's bubbly personality, and we have a lot of the same interests in working with our clients in the world of mindset. And another word I've used recently more of mind flow. We don't want to be stuck in our mindset, don't want to be set in it, and have to learn how to flow and handle the ebbs and flows of life and business realistically. So I'm Jen Carpenter. I stepped into entrepreneurship almost 4 years ago. Life was crazy, challenging, looking for something different to help people in a different way. So I come from 18 years of a very fast-paced corporate world environment as well. I did just go part-time in my career working for a small business owner type of people that I serve. In my part-time physical therapy career. But in my business, I empower and protect business owners and their employees to deal with challenges with the ups and downs of life and business by having legal support, identity theft protection, and I'm also venturing into the world of mindset mastery. I can work with people to help them understand how the brain works better now and be able to learn, share all the things I've learned over the past year in my mindset mentorship program. So I'm really excited to share with others all the pieces I've learned about how to be more aware of your subconscious mind and feed your conscious brain more positive thoughts and the journey that it takes to do all what we're all set out to do as business owners as well. So let's just talk a little bit first. I'd say, we all know that we self-sabotage in different ways, financially, our own well-being, and in our relationships. So it occurs in many different areas, many times in ways we don't even know that we're doing it to ourselves. People, and I didn't know a lot of these things about myself about 15 months ago. So it's been I know there's many other people out there like us that might be thinking these things at times. We don't all have it together all the time. People who self-sabotage are addicted to struggle. You don't even know that you are. You don't even know you're doing these things to yourself. You might be focusing more on the victim mentality than you realize. Very often, people who self-sabotage don't finish what they start. There's reasons in their mind that are limiting them from succeeding, whether that be in their personal life, professional life. They start something, and somewhere in the back of their mind, there's a reason why they don't finish what they start, and they think that they're not worthy of greatness, or these things that we start to uncover when we look more closely at this. They put themselves down with every opportunity. Some people that are just, it's one thing to be hard on yourself, but it's a whole nother thing to be treating yourself negatively and thinking negatively about yourself, putting yourself down. Oh, I don't deserve this promotion. I don't deserve this opportunity. Those types of things that are said by self-saboteurs. And sometimes exaggerate the truth as well. Being able to, you know, consistently quantify what you're doing realistically. There's different reasons why we tend to exaggerate the truth, whether that be talking about money or our success or our failures, even too, exaggeration. And then just like allowing yourself to be treated badly or putting up with negative messages about yourself, whether that comes from you or other people. So these are the kinds of things that we do to ourselves, just a bunch of terrible things. that we don't even know that we're doing. So, do you want to touch a little bit about on those topics and we'll kind of get into more how to overcome these things with our tips that we have today or
Absolutely. You know what I really love that you mentioned was almost this victim mentality and in hearing it there was almost, I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but listening to Jen say this was almost this like heavy energy about it
yeah?
because it yeah, it isn't beneficial for you when you self-sabotage. And conceptually, I know that you know this too. We all know this. But it's more of a first we have to have a sense of awareness. Is it
Yes.
happening? Am I doing this to myself? What does it look like for me? Jen, you did a beautiful job giving descriptions and definitions of what that could like look like for you. And when you know yourself enough, you can pinpoint, yeah, when I am going into self sabotage or self preservation mode, which really is what it is, then you can then say, oh, bingo, I'm aware of it. And then comes the how do I take action to resolve it?
Yes, definitely. So that actually leads me to one of my first tips that I was going to get into, is the power of choice. When we have a situation where you can use a bad date example, it didn't go well for some reason. You think, okay, I didn't look nice or whatever. All these reasons why maybe it didn't go well, or a business deal, why it didn't go well. What are all the things that I did wrong? You have actually a multitude of choices. And one of the choices really is just to acknowledge that something went. Instead of going off the deep end and be like, I'm going to go spend money or drink or this or that, whatever the situation may be that you choose to do a negative thing. Instead, you can choose to acknowledge whatever happened, say, I screwed up, or figure out how to change it. So the power of choice. You have multiple ways you can go with what you choose to do in that situation. And the best choice really is to say, okay, this is what happened. This is really interesting that I learned. You can really never do any wrong. Not never. You can do no wrong. Is that the fact that if there's always a lesson learned, you really can do no wrong ever. So, knowing what you did wrong and choosing to make an action step to change it. So something small. I'm going to do this right now instead of deciding to go do the other thing. I'm going to go take a walk instead of being mad and angry when we, are negative and treat ourselves badly. So whatever that choice is the best thing to do is learn from it and move on. Feel it for a moment, acknowledge it, like you said, make a different choice and just move on. The past is the past. So that's my first tip of the power of having a choice.
Absolutely, which is fantastic because before any action can even be taken, you have to commit to the decision. You have to make the choice. That comes first. Your commitment to say, I want to do better, be better, have better requires your active participation. And in order for you to do that, you got to decide. I love that.
Excellent. Anything you'd like to add to that otherwise, as far as another
Outside
tip
of
of
the
starting to overcome?
Yeah, outside of that, keep on going here, Jen, and I'll
All
I'll I'll
right,
pipe
sounds
in.
good. Um, Another big thing that helps to not let us have challenges make us stop. It's nice to refer to challenges as like a speed bump. You wouldn't stop at a speed bump. You would just slow down, move over it, move on, and get past it. Learning to complete things. So to be able to be a success magnet. This was something that was really interesting, like not leaving the dirty dishes in the sink. It comes down to like simple things like that. Leaving things unfinished can be really stressful as well. So, setting a date, quantifying things, I'm going to do this, putting it on your schedule. There's so many things that go into habits and productivity to make those things happen. But learning to complete things, leaving things unfinished, using a list, once a week on a Sunday, you can jot down every single thing that's in your brain and do a brain dump and then plug that into your calendar. You can prioritize, what are the top 10 things that are top priority? And of those top 10, what are the top three things that have like deadlines that must be done today? Having a way and having systems in place to set yourself up for success and learn to complete things, and knowing that you're also destined for greatness, believing in it. to become a success magnet, but those types of action steps are the things you can really do to make yourself and celebrate your wins actually when you have successes as well.
Yes. As I was listening to you say that, what came to mind was because I'm a coach that has coaches, y'all, okay? My coach said to me, how you do anything is how you do everything,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And if you look at somebody's calendar, you'll see what's a priority for them.
Yeah.
100%. When you are looking to overcome that self sabotage, it's you prioritizing your time, your energy, your focus on,
Yes.
okay, well, I'm scared. I want to do it anyway. And I'm going to do that by protecting time, carving time out of my calendar to do that. So I love that.
Excellent. Thank you. The next way to help improve and be more, like we said, first of all, awareness, but helping to overcome self sabotage. Again, you can, when you really get into some deep exercises, you really get into the reasons why we do the things they do, where they come from, but how can we really overcome this? At least we're starting to be more aware of it. The power of will, having the will to be able to push yourself a little bit further, to be able to step out of your comfort zone. We talk about that a lot. Even just retraining your brain is really what it comes down to. So, your brain is a muscle. So being able to push it a little bit further when you exercise, take a little further, go further into the squat, do a few more reps. Those are just kind of examples of pushing the limits a little bit. Stepping out of your comfort zone, whether it be a certain type of post on social media. Still, I finally batched some videos that I have 15 videos batched. I just haven't put them out there yet. But like doing the things that you're not doing also very often are the things that we need to stretch ourselves a little bit. So it's a matter of doing that personally and professionally. Do it with exercise. Push yourself a little bit to get another task done at home. Push yourself to complete a task in your business that's been, on the back burner and needs to be completed. So retraining and exercising that muscle to build your will and determination.
Yes. And I'm going to add a layer on that. When you think
Yes.
about your intuition, right? I always say to my
Yes.
clients, what you resist is exactly where you need to go,
Yes.
because that is self-sabotage. That's, oh no, I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And it's through discomfort that you are going to experience massive growth and evolutionary success in which you have been desiring and seeking, but for whatever reason you're keeping yourself safe in your little bubble over here, and that is self-sabotage. Now, the aspect that I always like to say to my clients is I want for you to tune into your intuition, which ties to your will, is your desire. It's your intuition. If you really listen to your gut feeling honestly, and you know that, let's say, I don't know, I'm just going to piggyback on your example here, Jen, when you said you 15 videos batched, awesome, right? And let's say that you are like, oh my gosh, okay, how did Jen do that? And I'm so scared of putting myself out there and doing a video. I'm putting it out there for everyone to criticize. That's where you need to go. And then you have to decide, okay, even though I'm scared, does this excite me? Is If it goes insanely well, like, what would this yield me? And if you're excited about what that outcome is going to be, we're not talking about you going down the negative spiral here. If it was unbelievably successful and that excites you, that is your cue to do it, and do it scared anyway. So do it. Just do it. And guess what? If you try it and you find out that it wasn't for you, you have every right to change your mind. You can stop at any time. You can stop at any
Yes.
moment, right? But you're doing yourself a disservice by
Yes.
entertaining that self-sabotage pattern that you have. Just like you said, right? Reframing your brain to be like, okay, well, I know I'm scared. Thank you. Fear's not a bad thing. I was just saying to Jen, if a bear is chasing me and it's gonna maul me, run. Run as fast as you can, y'all. Okay. But
Yes.
if this is more of a perceived fear of what ifs,
Yes.
hesitations, right? Then I want for you to just pause and think, if this went so crazy well, would I be excited? Would I want this to work out? And if the answer is yes, then go do it. The only way you're going to know is if you try. do it scared anyway, and then reflect on results. And you can measure the data by that.
So I'm smiling so much because it makes me think of two different things. I've had to learn so much to do what you got to do and be, don't be concerned with the outcome. At the same time, also to remove the negative thought is what it is really, because our brain doesn't know the difference between a truth and a lie. So to go with that in the first place, remove the negative thought and even have a way to do that. It's interesting. Some people, rub their hands together. Some people do things like this. So removing the negative thought is an interesting way of physically doing that when the situation occurs in the first place, once you've recognized the fear. And then again, without being concerned with the outcome, have a reason to celebrate. Have a reason to celebrate what that possibly looks like. So having a vision of what success does look like, and focusing more on that is the positive instead of focusing on the negative thought. So it's literally replacing it with a more positive thought. So that made me think of both of those things. Yeah, celebrating your successes and wins is huge. So whatever the situation would be, look like what outrageous success could look like. If I do these 15 videos more and consistently put them out there for 30 days, what does that really look like for me? How much value am I adding to my network? And what does that look like for me and the fact that I completed it? So it kind of goes with everything. Just because you were talking about it, the quote about fear is fictional elements appearing real. So that's an acronym, FEAR, fictional elements appearing real, to keep in mind when we get into those states, actually. That usually it's not true. It's usually not true, whatever that lie is we're telling ourselves.
100%. Listen, y'all, I'm a little weird. I own it. I love it. And there are times where I consider myself a little bit delusional. And the people who call you delusional are the ones that are too scared to take the action to do it, right? Fear is just a delusion. It's the people who are strong enough and aware enough to say, yeah, I'm a little delusional. I really want to do this though, and I'm going to do it anyway. And yeah, we're going to see how it all lands is exactly what you want to do. Be
And the
delusional.
universe will remind you when you're headed in the right direction as well. Amazing things
Absolutely.
happen when you start to take these steps and think differently. So I love that you added that because you really, once you start doing it, the world becomes at a very different place. So I like that you added that in there. So I just want to kind of wrap this up. I know we just want to do, about 15 minutes of as much value as we can pack in. So this recording will be on YouTube. We can share it across all of our social media profiles. We'll be releasing future videos towards the end of each month, usually by the second Thursday of each month, coming out with another topic for you to learn about with us. So we thank you for joining us today. We're calling this the Sweet and Sassy Show, we think. Molly already has her own podcast, which is also called.
A tall glass of sass.
Yes, so you can find her podcast as well. So yeah, we're excited to be able to, add value and please connect with all of us on all of our social media profiles across all platforms. And we look forward to connecting with you in the future. Anything else you'd like to add?
Nope. You got it.
Awesome. So we will see you next time and you guys have a great rest of your day. We're here to answer any questions or connect with you if you'd like. Thank you, Molly, for joining me on this adventure.
You're so welcome. Thanks for having me.